Have you ever thought about what it takes for you to reach that next level and whether or not it's fear? Well, this week on The Thinking Effect, we're going to talk about ways that you can conquer fear and dive deeper into your dreams. Stay tuned. Not to sound cliche, but don't be afraid to try things and make mistakes. One of the biggest fears that I've seen in myself at one point was, what if I mess up in front of people? For a long time I had a speech impediment, so I would stutter. And I think because of that, I wouldn't really speak up as much, like meetings and stuff. For years when I worked at certain jobs, I wouldn't speak up. I wouldn't say anything because I didn't want it to seem as if I didn't know what I was talking about. And then I had to think about it. Most of the time, you're put into a room for one or two reasons. You're put into that room, I would say basically for two reasons. Two reasons you are put into a room. You are put into a room with other people to learn something and to give your input. If you were not qualified to do either one, you would have not been invited in that room, or you would have been asked to leave. And that's in any room. That's in social media circles, that's in work, that's in family. And I think sometimes, from what I've learned in my experience, I would let my emotions get in the way of saying certain things because I would feel as if I was going to lose my temper, which is a lack of control of my emotions, and or I felt like it would be better for me not to say something because I didn't want to hurt someone's feelings. And I think that not saying anything is worse than saying something, because when you start to have those difficult conversations and you open up the dialogue and you have a respect for another person that's speaking and you allow them to speak and sort of listen unbiased or with just a sense of open-mindedness, it helps you to grow. And I think that from my content, I want people to look at it and say, it's not perfect. The music is not perfect, but it's real. Like you can relate to it. When you look at the stories, it's like, wow, yeah, this guy reads books and he works out, and he has a deep connection with his family, and he has a deep connection with helping other people. And it's not something that I need to be put on a pedestal for or pat on the back because I do things. I do it within my purpose. I have a saying to where I live in abundance, so I give in abundance. So my mindset is already in the frame of mind that I'm a billionaire, and how would I function as a billionaire? So now I've accumulated these riches. Now what am I going to do with it? It's pretty much the same thing I'm doing right now. It's sharing my experience with you, and in hopes of you taking something away and planting a seed so that you could reach your level of whatever it is that you want to achieve without fear being in the way. In a long-winded way, that's my response.
Because we get so stuck at a job because we like, okay, this is a steady flow of income. But to take that leap of faith and say, you know what, let me just go, let me just see, What
Um,
could be? What could happen?
you got to start with a single step. You got to take single steps consistently. Like if you don't work at something on a consistent basis, or literally if you're just too tired, then I don't know what to tell you. Like being tired is part of it. Like so many nights I've gone to sleep listening to beats, writing rhymes, researching stuff, like literally just falling asleep just because I'm tired. But if I didn't develop the mental toughness to know that that's part of the process, or think of ways in which I could get more energy or squeeze out more energy in a day, if that means, going to bed a half an hour earlier, eating particular foods that give me a lot of energy. But the biggest thing is like staying away from negative people in their bullshit. And even if I don't know people personally, I would say I follow people on social media that are pretty much on that path. They are where I want to be. So if you would have to look at those people that you aspire to be like, you follow them, understand their deeper meaning as to why they're doing what they do, and see how much of that you can soak up. Because I've always wanted to tell a story. This is going to be really, really quick. I've never really been a great driver. I'm a good driver. My dad has driven since he was 15 years old, maybe younger than that. And when it came time for me to take my road test, I asked my dad to teach me how to parallel park. And he took me up into the Bronx. We found a wide parking space. And he sat on a milk crate against a fence. I'll never forget this. And he's on the phone with one of his chicks or whatever. And he just literally had me to pull out and back into the space. Nope, crooked, do it again. And for like 60 to 90 minutes, I just did that one thing. That's all that I would do. Where am I going with this? The people that you follow, now my dad is already literally like a master driver. Since 15, 50 years on the road, easily, hazardous transportation, box cars, you name the vehicle, he's driven it. Bus, oil truck, cab, whatever it is. You want to get the skill set from the people who are already there. So you got to look at those people and soak up, learn part of that energy. Learn it to at least to where you understand it. Even if it's not something that you could do naturally. But learn it to where you understand it. Do it to the best of your ability. And now once you understand it, on the flip side, now you want to partner with somebody who does it really good, but now you have the understanding to know whether or not this person is bullshitting you and what they can do. Because you don't want to be the type of person, you start in a business and you start hiring people because they say, oh yeah, I can build your website. Oh yeah, I can do your marketing. They could do all this. And you're pouring thousands of dollars into these people and services, and then it doesn't come out the way that you wanted it to come out. A, because you didn't have the vision to see it clear, or B, you didn't take the time to understand what goes into the process. So for the people who are fearful, you sort of have to get that mentor, whether in person or virtually, and soak up as much as you can until you just get that little bit of courage. Because that's all it takes. It just takes that, like when you really start thinking about how we moving out here and the people that are successful, it's not leaps and bounds. That other person has just done a little bit more than you. They've studied just a little bit more than you. And you just take it from there. This is The Thinking Effect, where we help you do your daily best.